Sagittarius, this is going to be your November general reading for 2018. This month, I decided to skip filming the whole shuffling of the cards and picking the cards thing. I just feel like it's a huge waste of time. I can assure you that I most definitely had the Sagittarius collective in mind when I shuffled and when I picked the cards. And of course, I am not deliberately picking any cards, they just come out. So this month, for your general reading with your basic 11 card layout, as usual, I'm using the spiral deck. I've had this for forever, so it's extremely scuffed and old. And then I recently got this deck because I wanted some variety to use as your clarifiers. So this is the Wildwood Tarot. I just recently got this, so I just started using it. It's been pretty fascinating. It's always interesting to play with different tarot decks. So I'm going to show you your 11 cards, and then I'll get into your reading. Pardon me, I'm just rolling up my sleeves. Okay. This is quite the interesting reading, you guys. Hopefully this will apply to you or make sense to you. So your central experience for the month of November is death. What is hindering you, or what is your challenge in this situation, is the Six of Pentacles. What is helping you in the situation is the King of Swords. At the root or core of your being, you have the Two of Swords. In the recent past, there it is again, is Temperance. I believe you got the same exact card in the same position last month. This most definitely seems like an evolvement of a big journey that you guys have been on. Now this is interesting. Your best possible outcome is the Five of Swords, which we're going to get into this. I definitely had to pull a lot of clarifiers for this reading. Coming up for you in the near future is the Tower. This reading is reminding me of your reading in August. If you didn't see that reading for August on my channel, you probably should. This seems like it's related to it, or an evolvement of it. So you right now are the Princess of Pentacles. In your surroundings, you have the Queen of Cups. For your hopes, you have the Eight of Pentacles. And your general outcome, the same hovering queen that you have had for months now, the Queen of Wands. So let's get going. So your central experience for the month of November. This is pretty apt since this is ruled by Scorpio, and this is the big Scorpio month where most of November the sun will be in Scorpio. You are putting something to an end. You are releasing something, letting go of something, or transforming something very large. And what you are transforming is putting an end to working way too hard, putting way too much effort into something, carrying other people's burdens, or just carrying an excess of burdens in general. This is finally coming to an end. This is finally being transformed. This is the Ten of Wands, by the way, which in this deck is called Responsibility. If it's generally the same picture throughout many different decks, but it's basically a man climbing up the side of a mountain with his back laden down with wands. So this is extremely hard work. It can be backbreaking. It can feel as if it's just too much and it's too heavy of a load to be carrying. And so this feeling here is being transformed or released or coming to an end in November. Another clarifier that came with this is the King of Pentacles. In this deck, it is the King of Stones, and it's the Wolf. And so wolf energy is all about leadership, teaching, sharing knowledge with others, being a wise teacher. But also the King of Pentacles in general is about prosperity and having what you need, or feeling stable with money, among many other things. What I'm getting in here is perhaps you have been working too hard with not enough money generated by this work. And so this is finally coming to an end, and you will begin to be much more prosperous than you have been. Or you're definitely seeing results from your actions now. And as far as carrying too much without getting much in return, that is now transforming. So what is your challenge? Is the Six of Pentacles, which is reciprocity, given proper balanced give and take, especially with money or resources, or equal exchange with work, or receiving funding for what you need. Your two clarifiers that came out with that is the Ten of Stones, which is the Ten of Pentacles, and in this deck it is called Home. And your other clarifier is the Five of Swords, which in this deck is called Frustration. And so what I am getting is that possibly at home, you are not receiving enough in return for what you're putting into things, and there could possibly be conflict or fighting or frustration going on at home, or what you consider your safe place, with equal exchange of time, energy, emotional energy, or money. Or you feel as though you're giving too much without getting much in return, or you're taking too much and not giving enough in return. It's always one or the other with the Six of Pentacles. But it could be saying that there has been frustration over this, but your challenge here is to come up with some kind of a solution where the energy is equally balanced with give and take. And this may be frustrating for you. This may be going on in the family, maybe not just necessarily with your actual home, but with your community or your family. And so what is helping you is the King of Swords. I think you had him last month too. So what is helping you is to be clear-headed, to keep your eyes open and trust what you perceive in situations, to keep a cool head, to not lose your composure and just see things for what they are, and to try to come up with strategies or solutions to any problems that you encounter, or settle any differences, or lay down some kind of ground rules for things so that they can function better. And your clarifier that came with that is the Six of Swords, or the Six of Arrows in this deck, which is called Transition. And so you're in the middle of changing. Obviously, you have death as your central experience for this month. So you're in the middle of changing, coming up with solutions to problems and possible resolution of conflict. Since you have the Five of Swords as part of what is your challenge in this situation, which is disagreements or people, just a general feeling of frustration with communication with people. What is helping you is to keep your cool. Don't react in an emotional way. You still can vent to other friends or get it out in some other way. But when it comes to settling differences or dealing with the situation, you have to keep your cool and think about solutions. And if solutions cannot be applied to the situation, it's time to decide, the King of Swords, decide to move on completely, or possibly even move. This can be moving. This could be moving out of a location, moving out of a relationship, moving out of a work situation, moving out of something if things cannot be resolved. At your core, you have the Two of Swords, and so you may not be sure on what to decide, what to say, how to address this situation. You may feel stuck in this situation mentally, where you can't see a way out, or you can't see clearly on what is happening. And so let's look at the clarifiers. You have the Blasted Oak, which in this deck is the Tower. And you have the Archer, which in this deck is the Chariot, number 7. And so it seems as though an old thing is crumbling or coming to an end in a possibly disruptive, almost violent way, or a sudden, unexpected way, and you're unsure on what to aim at. This is pretty Sagittarian here. This is an Archer. This is all about setting your eyes on a goal, or setting your eyes on a destination, or on a plan, or what you're going towards. To remain focused, to get extremely focused about, okay, where is it that you go now? What are you doing now? What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish here? And in order to accomplish this, you need to stay focused. And you need to stay steadfast or firm about what your perceptions are about this. I remember a while back in your August reading, there was something to do with the Tower and the Devil and the King and Queen of Wands. This seems directly related to that reading, so again, if you haven't watched that, you may want to. It seems as though you got an early warning a while back, like months ago, that this was about to happen. And so you had some time to prepare or get your stuff in an organized fashion in order to figure out your next strategy. If you did not prepare enough, or if you weren't sure whether that was going to happen or not, it seems as though now it is happening. Some kind of disruptive major change going on. In which case, again, at your core, you're trying to figure out how to proceed, but you may feel torn or stuck in your own head on how to do this, or even what is going on in general. But you need to get focused. And in the recent past, of course, you have Temperance again. So again, you have been doing quite a bit of work on balancing yourself in how you respond to situations that are external around you, and also respond to your own inner conflict as well. So this is all about staying calm, staying clear, staying optimistic, and blending situations so that you can handle situations in the best possible way. To stay calm, to stay positive, to stay even-keeled, to not be knocked off balance or to fall into excess or extremes in any way. You also have a great deal of spiritual guidance and protection at this time because you are going through this situation or this transformation. So this is what you're coming from, is you have most definitely been working on that, where it's becoming easier and easier to maintain that calm. So as your best possible outcome, there's the Five of Swords, which represents cruel people or a cruel person, someone who is possibly narcissistic, mean, cruel, tricky, manipulative, possibly sometimes, every now and then, it can mean someone who's violent or someone who's causing other people a great deal of pain or damage. It feels as though you have been trying to work on damage control for quite some time. This may be somebody that you are not actually directly involved with, but something about this energy or this person is influencing your life somehow, either through interfering or hurting your friends or people that you know, or just a general feeling that has been going on around you. It feels as though in the past you've been trying to speak up about this or draw this to people's attention. But your best possible outcome, here are your clarifiers. This is your second death card in this reading. This is the death card, which is in this, it's called the Journey, and it has a raven. And so you have death. And your second clarifier is the Three of Stones, or the Three of Pentacles, which is called creativity. And so what I'm getting is that your best possible outcome is that this type of behavior, person, energy that has been hovering around you in your life is finally coming to an end, or I'm getting the words getting taken out. Either you're taking them out or someone else is taking them out, or they're rendered impotent, or where they're not able to continue with this anymore. This is coming to an end, which will free you up. It's kind of interesting in this picture. It almost looks like she's clutching onto the rocks behind her with a huge sigh of relief. It frees you up now to focus your energy on creative pursuits and what you actually want to be doing with yourself. The Three of Pentacles is all about growth of money, growth of prosperity, growth in general of talents, things that you enjoy doing, things that make you feel as though your life is meaningful and you're doing something meaningful. But in this, I'm getting it frees this energy coming to an end can free you up to breathe a huge sigh of relief, where you can finally get back to the business of being creative again. So that is your best possible outcome. In the future, this is reminding me of your reading in August. You have the second tower in here. Your first tower was at your root with the Two of Swords. Something about either yourself at your core or something that has been existing for a long time in your life is now coming to a dramatic close. If I remember correctly, in your August reading, it was dealing with feelings of being controlled or stuck, or addictive patterns or addictions, or any situation that you knew was not good for you or not good for others around you. And there was a warning in that one, I think, that said if you didn't deal with that, then this would happen, or that that energy was going to come crumbling down whether you liked it or not. It seems as though it's happening this month. This crumble, or this old structure that no longer serves you, is now coming to an end, whether you like it or not. The universe is stepping in and deciding to do it. And so let's look at the clarifiers. Whatever is coming to a dramatic end has something to do with a situation that you have been in or experienced for a very long time, possibly a decade, most definitely years. And this has been part of a huge learning journey or learning experience for you. But now you have learned everything you could possibly learn from it, and now it needs to come to a close so that you can graduate and move on onto a completely new cycle that will also be long-lasting. Things are coming full circle, in other words, and so it's just the natural timing for this thing to end. And so This will free you up, even though it is dramatic and may feel a little bit unsafe, possibly. You do have dear friends, dear soulmates, people that feel like family to you, even if they're not your physical family. People, dear souls, people that you feel comfortable with. It feels like a sense of home, of coming back home again or feeling safe again. Wanting to get back to times in your life where you were happy, felt content, and had a sense of feeling connected, emotionally connected to the land around you and also the people around you. And so wanting to go back to that emotionally happy place, which is the Six of Cups, by the way, you will have to take a big leap or a big risk into the unknown in order to get back to that safe place or get back to that happy place again. To be able to create love, comfort, and bliss all over again in your life. Not that happy things are coming to an end. It just means you're willing to take the chance to fully move towards what really makes you happy. And so that's coming up for you. Right now, you have the Princess of Pentacles. This could be a new talent, a new skill, a way of making money. This could be something you want to learn. This could be something you want to experiment with or see what happens. And something about it you're feeling insecure about. This card is called the Seven of Arrows or the Seven of Swords, and it's called insecurity. You're feeling insecure about whether or not you can fully protect either a child or children or this new project or new dream or new thing that you are trying to manifest. You want to make sure that it continues to grow or that you continue to have space for this in your life, but you're feeling as though perhaps it may be possibly threatened. In your surroundings, you have the Queen of Cups, which is a motherly, nurturing, beautiful, empathic, souled person or energy that is in your surroundings. You can always count on the nurturing people that are in your life that you feel completely comfortable with. You feel completely comfortable with people like this or a person like this to be able to tell them everything that you are actually going through. This is somebody that you feel safe with or that you feel comforted by. It could be that you are taking this role in your environment for other people, but it's also saying you may have this in your environment. And your clarifier with that is the Queen of Wands, which in this deck is the Hare. The Hare always reminds me of the Queen of Cups. Because the Queen of Cups is ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. And the moon rules the hare as well, because the hare's mating patterns fall along the 28-day cycle of the moon, or the lunar calendar, and also with what people call women's periods or cycles. You're feeling very protective of your family at this time, or the people that you really care about. You want to make sure that your family is safe, or that the people that you love are safe. You're feeling especially protective of your home and your children if you have any. Or of making sure that the environment around you is safe. And also being in tune with your own intuition. Paying attention to what your intuition tells you. A hare is a prey animal, which is why it's so quick. It runs very fast. The reason why they are well known for being breeders and having so many children is because a lot of them are going to end up being prey. And so having many children is a way to ensure that the species will survive. It's a naturally skittish sort of creature. that pays very close attention to noises, sounds, rustlings, vibrations on the ground, all of those things, and is prepared to run. And so it feels as though you want to get really creative, but you need to make sure that things are prepped up or safe enough for you to be able to do that. Whatever, yeah, this seems almost like all of this is condensed in just 1 month. And so your hope is that you will be able to stay focused and handle things step by step, to just look at the practicalities of what needs to be done and to stay focused on getting those things done so that things are lined up for you to be able to do whatever action steps you need to take. But also patience and fortitude in being able to keep up with things without being exhausted. You have clearance with that, which is the 7 of Bows or the 7 of Wands. So in order to make space or time for you to actually really knock things out or get things done or to take the steps necessary that you need to take, you need to clear some old garbage out or clear some things up so that you can actually focus. You may be, because of all the madness that's going on, it may be that you're easily getting distracted and you need to really clear some garbage out and focus on what truly matters to you at this time and what truly needs to get done. As your general outcome, you have a very good one. You have you have the Queen of Wands again. This could be an Aries individual or somebody with Aryan energy. This can be an ally or a friend or a lover. This can also be an aspect of yourself. And so again, yet again, you are fully on a path of self-empowerment, being able to stand in your own power, assert yourself properly, and know what you are worth or know who you are, and to stand up for what you believe in or what you feel needs to be stood up about. I don't know how to put that. Again, there's an emphasis on protection here. And with it, you have the 10 of Cups. In this, it's called the 10 of Vessels, and it's called happiness. And so you will be happy. You will have success. You will get to where you're trying to get to. You are very blessed because you haven't given up and because you've been doing so much work and because you are actively transforming in your life. You will reach a culmination or a happy graduation where you start to notice things dramatically getting better in your life or dramatically changing temperament-wise or climate-wise with how people around you feel or the general feeling that surrounds you and what you have going on in your life. And so with that, you have the Ace of Bows or the Ace of Wands, the spark of life. Then you will have the energy necessary, the self-confidence necessary, and the happy goals in mind in order for you to aim your arrow true to where you want to go and what you want to start in your life. This is a new path of action and a new path in your life. A new path is opening up. And so you need to have faith that you have it in you to be able to aim and get what you are aiming after. If you happen to somehow be romantically involved with a Aryan type person, I am seeing that things are going, there's a lot of passion there and there's a lot of love and happiness there, and it looks like it's actually going someplace. That's just one random specific thing I got. And keep in mind your best possible outcome is that this energy is leaving or ending so that you will finally have time, space, and energy to focus on creativity and what you actually want to be doing with yourself right now instead of dealing with madness, which are these three things. The Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. So hopefully that made sense or helped you in some way. I wish you all the best. Many, many blessings to you guys. And I will see you soon. If you want to know more information about career goals, relationships, things like that, you may want to check out your bonus readings. I have a lot going on right now that's kind of insane. I can totally relate to this reading because I have a Sag rising. And so, yeah, hopefully sometime the next week they'll all be out. Okay, take care. Bye.